Hello and welcome. This is Japan, and I do this video ever so often. I mean, I guess this would be the second time doing it, but it's been about 3 months since I've done this almost exactly. And this was basically to talk about all the divisions of each main show, including NXT. I don't know, NXT sometimes is one of my favorite watches, so I always want to include them. So we're going to put each show in here and how their division is because there's a lot of stuff that goes in moving parts. Back before WrestleMania, it was completely different than I think what it is now. So we're just gonna kind of go into it. The order got kind of messed up, so I might move some stuff around on the bottom here, but nothing too crazy. But we're gonna rate them based off of how thriving the division is, how everything is going around it. So we'll go into it. So let's start off with the Raw Men's Tag Team Division. Now, the current champs are the New Day, and we have a few decent teams on there, like the American Made, Viking Raiders, I guess Judgment Day. It's not the greatest division. I feel like out of all the tag divisions, it's definitely not the worst. I mean, the NXT tag division, I think, was top tier back in March, but it's starting to, kind of disappear. So, not too much of a spoiler there. But the men's tag division, it's rough. It's rough. I'm gonna have to put it in C. Obviously, the New Day as champion are not bad, but they're not defending the titles. Judgment Day didn't defend the titles, and the War Raiders never really got many opportunities other than at WrestleMania to defend the titles. So, yeah, if you add all that together, you kind of get where we got now, a C. I really feel like it's struggling. I feel like there should be a team that goes in there and defeats a lot of stuff. Maybe they reunite the Usos after Jay dropping the title. I don't know, but something needs to happen to make this Raw tag team division a hell of a lot better. And it needs to happen fast because Raw's a decent show altogether. I feel like Raw might be the best show sometimes during the week if they could just get their stuff together with their matches because most of the time the segments that they have and everything like story wise is really high and really good quality, but sometimes it falls back on the match because they don't really have a lot of matches, and sometimes half the matches end up in DQ or some type of BS that doesn't really give us a definitive answer. So yeah. Now we got the Raw Women's Tag Team Division, which currently has the tag team champions. It's D. I mean, we don't see them other than we see the titles, but we don't see them defend it. They don't even try right now. There has been nothing since they won the tag team titles. I know Liv was out filming a movie, but they don't even have any type of rivalries or even anybody asking for a match. Now that Asuka might be back, maybe we'll see her and Kairi Sane go for him, but at the moment, this division's dead. Most of the division across the board is dead with here, but especially where the women's tag team titles are, it's dead. It's in D. I would put it in F if I wanted to make another tier, but that's pretty much it. The women's mid card division, which was Lyra with the IC title, now gone to Becky. With Becky in it, with Bailey in it, with a couple of the other women, and the rookies that are coming in, like Roxanne Perez and obviously Stephanie Ricoeur. Obviously, some of them kind of hover around that main event, but I feel like the women's mid card in Raw is one of the better divisions. I want to put it up at A. I'm not gonna put it up in S just because there's a few things like I said, like Stephanie and Roxanne. You could really argue that they're actually in the main event scene. Obviously, Lyra just dropping the title makes it a change. We don't know how it's going to be used here, but with having Bailey kind of in that area, Lyra Valkyrie, there could be some good, fun stuff that happens from this division. So I'm going to put it up in A. I would not be surprised if it's in S tier by the next time we do this video. Then we go to the men's mid card, which would be hovering around the IC title, which Dominic Mysterio has. Now, this honestly was a like S tier division before WrestleMania. It has gone downhill. We don't see many matches. Most of the stuff is kind of squash match or just stuff with coming in. Sheamus came back, so I thought it would be good, but they they haven't really booked him that like he looks like he's going after the title. I guess Chad Gable and AJ Styles is around this division where they just had a match. This would be decent. They have people like Kieran Cross that they're not using. They just got Ron Killings, which they hopefully will start using. So there is some hope that this division will get better. I'm gonna have to put it in B. I honestly could put this in C, but I feel like there's still some hope because obviously Penta was having a good run, but coming out of Money in the Bank, we really got to see where it goes. But I think B is a solid area. Then we got the women's main event scene. Now this one's weird because like nobody's really feuding with Io. Io's a great champion if she can actually get matches, and this is kind of similar to her last run where they just did not match her against anybody. So what do you do? What do you do with that? I honestly do not know where you do what you do with that. So obviously you got Rhea Ripley, Liv Morgan, and a bunch of other women up towards the top that we don't really get to see on a week to week basis other than like just seeing Io in the back. I feel like Io should be having some type of rivalry going on with somebody. I know we have King of the Ring, but like other champions have had stuff. I mean, even though Jay just lost the title, which we'll talk about next, he at least had some story going on. We have John Cena who has some story going on. Even Tiffany has a few things going on, but Io really doesn't. So I'm gonna have to put it in B. I mean, obviously, there's some really talented workers here, but at the moment, it's not really booked like really well. So next up, we got the men's main event scene, which just completely changed with Jay losing the title. So there's a lot of stuff going on here, but obviously CM Punk's on this show too. He's kind of feuding with the SmackDown, champion, which is John Cena. So I don't know necessarily where you want to call that, but that's still major PLEs, major stuff that they're going to be getting, major segments. You got the Money in the Bank holder, Seth Rollins, obviously his faction on this. So the main event scene on Raw is S tier. There's just for men's, it's one of the best and deepest divisions right now that is going to have a lot of storylines going into the whole summer. So let's go drop down to NXT. Now, NXT, like I said before when I opened this up, is some of the most fun programming. Now, I know a lot of people's gripes, they don't like NXT on certain things, but I feel like the worst part about NXT is just sometimes the acting or, backstage stuff is cringe. Some of the storylines could be cringe, but the wrestling, it's really good. And there's some really good stuff that they do here. So we'll jump into it. Obviously, women's tag division, completely dead. There's just no women's tag division in general, let alone on NXT. I mean, we had Lola Vice and Stephanie Vicor tag up for Worlds Collide. That would be the closest thing I think we've had a tag division in a while. Obviously, we'll have some random tag matches here and there because it gets more people out there, but honestly, it's just more used as a device to get people out there or to further a feud than to actually have a women's tag division. So D, absolutely hate it. There's not even anybody here to challenge the champions like we've had in the past where the champions will come down to NXT to fight. There would be no purpose. There's nobody down here to even say there's a match. So this division, I think, is pretty much dead. Then we go to the men's division. They have a few tag teams, but with Fraxium gone, they really just lost a lot of that guster. I mean, there was some really good stuff. Fraxium would go out there and have some great matches. They faced the Hardys, like they were doing a lot of stuff. They were in TNA. They were doing a lot of crazy stuff. But Tank and Tank, it's just not it. They're not necessarily like bad champions. They just don't have that same personality and everything that everybody else has had in this division. So I'm gonna put the men's tag team division also down in D. It's a little well, okay. I'm gonna actually put C. They're a little bit more lively than the women's tag division, and I guess they're probably about defended and kind of in there with the same Raw. So I guess yeah, C works okay. Then we have the men's mid card title or like division in NXT, which is the North American title, which Ethan Page just got from Ricky Saints, and then they had it defended on Worlds Collide. It's a pretty thriving division of having people go in and out of it. It's not always the best thing that we've always seen, but I think it's one of those divisions that gets a lot of play. So I'm gonna put it up in A. I think it's a pretty solid thing. Next, we got the women's mid card. Now, the women's division in NXT is taken like a kind of like I guess like a refresh right now. It's kind of hard to judge it because so much talent at the top left. So there's going to be a vacuum where some of those mid carders are going to have to step up and do different stuff. We've seen like Lash Legend, Jada Parker. I'm trying to think who else. Obviously, Mariah May coming down is absolutely insane. There's a lot of stuff that's going to happen, but this mid card is also going to fill up with other people that are from Evolve and other areas to catch up and do different stuff. So if that being the case, I think this division is pretty thriving. I'd put it up in A. Obviously, Solrika is the champion, and she is a phenomenal champion. She's a great gatekeeper there because she's a good wrestler. So there could be a good measuring stick. But I think she's almost at that point where she's almost too good that she could be going for another title. Obviously, I think the women's NXT title is just being held by Jace. I think we already know who's going to take it. So obviously we got a lot that's going on. So yeah, I think it's a great division. Next we have the men's main event scene. This one's a little 50-50 to me because Obafemi is just too good. So like he just is sitting around basically just waiting for people to get just a little bit of momentum so he can then eat them. It's just one of those things. Like it's not a bad thing. It's just they don't. It takes them time to like figure out, get the guy ready, put him in there, and then it kind of just he gets devoured. And next up is Jasper Troy, the LFG person. Depending on when this has come out, I have a feeling that's already happened. I feel like this video is probably going to be at the tail end of the week, even though I'm recording it on the Monday the ninth. So yeah, sometimes it happens like that, where I'm a little bit behind on certain videos that I like to put in different spots. So yeah, I think this division is still fun. It's just not as cooking as everybody else thinks it is. So I'm gonna put it up in B. Next up is the main event scene for the women's. Now, Jace is a champion. It's not my cup of tea. I don't want to see that. But Mariah May is champion. It's going to be revolutionary. And it seems like Jordan Grace is still around, and there's a lot of other hungry women. I'm going to slide this in S tier, even though I don't like the champion, and I don't normally would put something that high with having a champion that's not that great. But it's still S tier. This was S tier, I guarantee, back in March. I don't remember exactly what my list was, but I can almost guarantee you I had that because it was Julia, Roxanne Perez, all of those people. So obviously it probably should have been up there. So let's move this around a little bit. My thing got messed up. And we go to the men's tag division of SmackDown. Still one of the healthiest divisions. Obviously, they have all the teams that they had back in March, but now they've added Fraxium, which is also insane. And now they have the Wyatt Sick kind of waking up and going to be probably a tag team. They can go out there and have two different sets of tag teams, honestly. So there's going to be a lot more story, and everything that they've already had with this division, I think, has been pretty solid. They've been rotating it around. The Street Profits are champions, and they've been having a great thing. This is an S tier division. It's just how you should do a tag team division. There's so many people out there, so many active, and they get so many matches that even like people who say like your worst tag teams would be like Lars Garza and Pretty Deadly, those are really good tag teams. If you put them on Raw, they would be a top 3 team easily. Lars Garza did amazing over at Worlds Collide, and they're going to do another AAA event right after that because they did so good. So this division, S tier for sure. Women's division, I mean, we obviously know down in D. Still no tag division at all on the women's side. It's always good to be our lowest vein. Hopefully, by the next time we do this video, some of this has risen, but I'm not I'm not really thinking it's going to. Next up, we have the women's mid card, which goes around Zelina Vega. Now, if you just do Zelina Vega's title run and the people around that, this is probably the worst book division. But we have the bright side of Julia coming in there, and I think going to give a big shot in the arm. I think she needs to take that title as soon as possible. I was hoping it was going to be Evolution, but I don't even think they should wait. I think they should have her take this as soon as Friday. I would be perfectly fine. I mean, as of this video, she might already have won it. Um, yeah, because she's not in the Queen of the Ring tournament, so I have a feeling that is the decision that they've already made too. So, that being said, I'm gonna put it in C because I feel like it still needs a big shot in the arm. I'm just for the hopeful not putting it in D. This would be a D division if Julia was not inside of it. That is the absolute no-brainer thing. Next up is the men's mid card, which hovers around the U.S. title, which is Jacob Fatu. They have Drew McIntyre Jacob, obviously Jacob Fatu, Damian Priest, Solo Sikoa probably gonna take his revenge on Jacob costing him. So this division is gonna be pretty good. Obviously, I think we'll get a Jacob Fatu match probably at Night of Champions because I mean there's so much they can do, and maybe getting a SummerSlam match with Solo. JC Mateo's also probably going to be in there. This division's pretty solid. I put it up in there in A tier. Then we have the women's main event scene. Now, there's a lot on the women's side of things here because obviously we have Tiffany Stratton as champion. There's Charlotte Flair. There's Alexa Bliss. There is Naomi holding the Money in the Bank. We have Jade Cargill. And then once Bianca gets back from being healthy, that is a stacked division. They haven't really booked it that great recently. You also have Nia Jax. I can't believe you can't even forget about Nia Jax and all of that. Jade Cargill, too. I don't know if I said her or not, but there's just so many to say right there. Um, yeah, I don't know what you do with this division because it's so stacked, and they just haven't had Tiffany defend it that often, so it's not booked great. But I think the potential in there is so good that hopefully we're on a turning point. I'm going to put it in B because I still think it's going to get better and better and better. As we can see, most of this has kind of been, pretty standard, but like some of this is where booking is either been bad and hopefully will get better, or it's been booked bad and it's getting worse. So I'm hoping on this main event for the women, I think it's gonna get better. And by the next time this video goes around, I think we're gonna be around S cooking good. Next up, we have the men's main event scene, which is around John Cena's title. Yeah, I don't think there's a lot going on here. Obviously, John Cena is feuding with people with Raw, at Raw, and like Cody Rhodes is here, but he just came back, and I think there's a lot of stuff to be changed here. I feel like the men's main event scene here is just not it. I'm gonna put it down and see. I feel like there's definitely some better stuff that is coming, but for the time being, it's just not here. And I don't know necessarily why it's that bad, but I think we're gonna get something once Cody Rhodes is full time back, and they have like Randy Orton. Obviously, just those two in itself are good, and I think Cena will have some more feuds, but we barely even see him on SmackDown, which is kind of annoying. So hopefully we see some other stuff. But yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Like I said, I've done this periodic. I did this in March, and now I'm doing it in June. I'll probably do it in a couple months too. I just like it to do it every so often because there's a lot of stuff that changes. And yeah, it's just kind of cool to put it down. Tell me what your guys' favorite show or favorite division is. I think honestly it's NXT Women for me. I think that's probably my favorite. It's just in general been a really cool division over the last year, to be honest. And I'm still just watching it religiously because it's fun. So yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed this video, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Bye guys.